country that's a mess, but more importantly, it's a world that's in serious trouble because we have what that is the Great Depression. We have a country that's a mess, but more importantly, it's a world that's in serious trouble because we have such an impact on the world. We lead the world, or we should, but we're not leading it anymore. When you see that, and you see Saudi Arabia made a deal with Iran, there's trouble because we have such an impact on the world. We lead the world, or we should, but we're not leading it anymore. When you see that, and you see Saudi Arabia made a deal with Iran, and they made it through China, not through the United States. Who would have thought of that one? Who would have thought Saudi Arabia? I said this 2 years ago. I said, if they keep going like this, Saudi Arabia is going to get together with Iran through China, and China is going to control that whole situation. It should have been done through us. We could have had that done so easily. These things are unprecedented. Things are happening that are unprecedented. The Biden administration has driven Russia right into the arms of China, something that is unacceptable. When you're a child studying history, the one thing you learn is you never want Russia and China to get together and form an alliance. By a child studying history, the one thing you learn is you never want Russia and China to get together and form an alliance. Biden has done that. They have a big, beautiful alliance right now. And they've driven Russia right into the arms of China, like taking candy from a baby. It was for China. It was very easy. We also have the Iran problem, and I would have had that done very quickly because they were in bad shape financially. Now they're rich again. I told China, if you want to buy oil from them, that's fine, but you're not going to do any more business with the United States. And they said, we will not buy oil from them. They didn't. And we were in a position where we could have made a great deal and made a deal for them too, made a deal for everybody to keep the world safe. But when I left, all of a sudden, China went back and started paying a fortune for the oil, and they're rich now. Iran is very rich now. Situation that it was. Iran was ready. They were totally ready to make a deal. Then we had a bad election, really bad, and we're in a position now that we have problems that I don't think we've ever had a more dangerous time for this country and for the world. I don't think there's ever been that we have problems that I don't think we've ever had a more dangerous time for this country and for the world. I don't think there's
Shalom Yasharal, all praises and glory goes to our mighty power. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, citations unto the elect men, feeding the sheep of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, into tyranny and truth. For this great gospel coming out of our Bible. This is the book of Joel 3, verse 9. It reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. I'm going to read it again. Joel 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Right? Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. That's what the Lord is doing right now. He's preparing this third world war, the last and final conflict. Last and final conflict. And as you've seen your ex-president talking, right? China and Russia getting together is not a good sign for America. Right? Saudi Arabia and Iran getting together is not a good sign for America. You got all these different nations, they're coming together, right? They're coming together on one accord, in one mind, in one spirit to what? To come against who? Babylon the Great, because that's the main thing. Everything points to what? The destruction of America. I'm reading again, Joel 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. And in this third world war, this is where what Babylon the Great goes down. It's going to be a nuclear war. You also see what it says. North Korea claims almost 800,000 people have signed up for its military to fight who? The United States. United States of America. The so-called greatest country ever. What's happening to this country? Even Donald Trump said we were the leaders. This country was the leader in this. The country was this, was that, but now it's not. Right? Because the Lord is removing that power, that might. The Lord is what preparing for the destruction of this place. I'm going to read the book of Obadiah. Let me go to the book of Obadiah 1 and 7. 1 and 6. It reads, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up, right? Why are these nations turning on this devil? Because these nations are finding out the true spirit of Satan, right? They're finding out this devil, man, is only here to steal, kill, and to destroy, right? This devil don't give a fuck about the Saudi Arabian people, right? He set up these puppets in these different countries to keep control over the peoples, right? But you get to the point, even the puppets be like, man, fuck Babylon the Great. Because let's read it. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. I'm gonna read that again. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. That's what's happening right now. That's what's happening right now. A lot of America's allies are making pacts with who? Russia, with China, right? With these two so-called next leading nations of the world, Russia, China. Is between Russia and China, the next superpowers. Nah, man, them motherfuckers ain't going nowhere. Russia is Edomites. China is Moabites. And it's over for the Edomites, and the Moabites ain't going no fucking where. The Moabites going into captivity, and I'm glad it's so many of them. That's a lot of women we gonna run through. We gonna run through all the Moabite women. And the ones we ain't feeling, we putting their asses into hardcore labor. Hardcore labor. I'm gonna read it. It says, all the men of thy confederacy, this is the book of Obadiah 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to what? The border. Right? The men that were at peace with thee, Esau, right? The nations that you thought, yeah, they got my back. Let me go in their country, right? Set up a banking system in their country. Act like I'm coming to give them military help, support, and then they're gonna be with me forever. Nah, man, they making pacts with Russia now. They making pacts with China, because they find it more beneficial for their people to deal with these other nations and to deal with Esau Edom here in Babylon the Great. Because Esau Edom ain't never changed his ways. He's all about himself and that greed, right? The Lord said, "I will thy nakedness shall be uncovered, thy shame shall be seen," right? So the Lord said He's going to expose this devil for who he really is, right? That man of sin shall be revealed. So everybody's seen this man for the devil. Nobody trusts these Edomites here in Babylon the Great or around the world. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even this, I'm going to go back. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid up a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter, by slaughter. That's the future of Esau Edom. He's about to be cut off by slaughter. That's why the Lord says, prepare slaughter for his children. Why? For the iniquity of their fathers. Right? It's really these devils versus the world right now. The main fucking spot these devils the main stronghold is here in Babylon the Great. That's really their main kind of stronghold here in Babylon the Great. So that's the first target that the Lord's gonna knock off the fucking earth, right? Through a nuclear conflict. Matter of fact, let's get this verse. Let's get this verse. I'm read the book of Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. I'm gonna read it again. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise, right? Most of your wars, World War I, World War II, the Civil War, the American Revolutionary, all that bullshit, right? The Native Americans versus the conquistadors and these invaders and these different conflicts, right? Spartacus fighting, that was with swords and fucking Niggas getting stabbed, screaming, bullets flying in this new age modern warfare. But guess what? What it says: but for every battle of the garment, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this, but what? But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, nuclear destruction. Nuclear destruction. That's why these devils are so afraid of this third world war. Because why? This is where they die, right? This is where they die. They trying to avoid it to the best of their ability, right? But it ain't gonna happen. This is Second Ezra 13 and 31. It says, "And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another," right? So what's happening, right? It's America versus the world, right? You just read it. It says what? North Korea claims almost 800,000 people have signed up for its military to fight the U.S. One people against another, one realm against another. That's what it's. Let's go back, because they think the Bible playing games. These are not our words. These are the words of the Lord. The Lord put a spirit in us to reveal these words unto you. I'm reading 2 Ezra 13 and 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another. 800,000 motherfuckers done signed up to fight against the United States of America. One city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Yeah, World War fucking 3 is coming. And it's a lot of you people. What is your future? You're gonna get caught up in this World War 3. Yeah, a lot of your children gonna be drafted off to war. A lot of you men and women in the military, your ass just is going overseas. So with the Valley of Jehoshaphat, you're gonna go overseas to probably Ukraine, overseas to the Middle East, overseas to Russia, China, different parts of the world, because this is gonna be a world war. Read the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and what? I start at 21, and it reads, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time." So all the conflicts we done heard about, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing compared to what the Lord's preparing right now, right? Because you're finding Chinese motherfuckers on the Mexican border, Mexican American border, crossing over, right? They call them sleeper cells. You had reports of Russian motherfuckers in California setting fires in forests. They were blaming a lot of these forest fires and these different fires on so-called foreign entities. Right? All these different things. You know, Canada, man. It's all type of motherfucking enemy, American enemies on in Canada, just waiting to come fuck this place up. Like, yeah, Al Pacino said, this place like a big pussy, just waiting to get fucked. And these other nations, they ready to fuck this place up, right? For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, man. Yeah, for the elect's sake, but for the 2/3 and the wicked people, you are in trouble. Yeah, it's only gonna magnify and get worse. What comes with world war? What comes with world wars and conflicts? Yeah, famines. Goddamn it, it's famines, mass migrations. You gotta leave your house. You gotta leave your neighborhoods. You gotta leave. You're gonna become a pilgrim in them days. You're gonna be a forced pilgrim, right? But guess what? You're gonna migrate into a detention center here in Babylon the Great, because they already got plans for what is about to come, right? Everything has been already written out, and this devil, he has a contingency plan, right? He want to continue the continuity of his government. He's willing to do whatever it takes to keep his system going, right? I'm read the book of Revelation 20 and 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, right? When did that happen? When did that happen? During the Renaissance. During the Renaissance, when Satan came back into power from the Roman Empire, the fall of the Roman Empire during the 13th, um, during the time when Constantine and them other so-called black men set up rulership in Rome, to what the fall of the Moors and the fall of the so-called blacks that ruled over Europe. Esau coming out of them caves and coming back into power, right? This is what it's talking about. And when the 1,000 years were expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out and deceive the nations. Renaissance, the rebirth, right? He came out and reintroduced himself, right? He took the images, he took down the nations and painted himself as those people and took their lands and took their resources. And I'm going to read it. Says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. Gog and Magog together them together to the battle, right? The number of whom is as the sand of the sea, right? You got Russia preparing for the battle. You got China preparing for the battle. You got Korea preparing for the battle. You got who else? Everybody preparing for this battle, man. This is we're living in beautiful times.